Okay, so we're inside of Adobe Illustrator, and this little icon over here in the top right is the layers panel. So it shows you right now that this little layer here is locked. And the reason we're locking it is because we want to draw over the top of this photograph. So I'm going to create a new layer. Think of this like tracing paper over the top of this photo. All right, so we're going to draw on layer 2. I chose this picture because it already has kind of like some things outlined like a silhouette, right? And since we're going to be working with the idea of silhouettes, of things closest to us and then going further away, I'm going to introduce sort of this this pencil tool, to help you kind of utilize it and then how to kind of move and adjust things later. So we're going to be drawing on this layer 2. I'm going to tap it twice and then we'll just put front, because this is going to be the thing that would be the closest to us that we're going to draw first. We're going to draw the dark brown areas of Mando in the land, because those are the things that are closest to us. We'll get Baby Yoda here in a little bit, but we're going to draw this on the first layer. And I'm going to come down 4 tools to the pencil tool. Whenever you draw with the pencil tool, we always draw with what we call an outline, and this little circle down here that looks like a donut is our outline color. All right, you can change it to be whatever color you want. The circle above here is the fill color, and we don't want to fill anything while we're drawing, so I'm going to choose the no fill symbol so that all we're doing is drawing with an outline only. Okay, you can tap that again and it'll disappear. Below this donut circle though, we see this squiggle line, and this kind of has you choosing how rough or smooth you want the pencil line to like be drawing. We'd like to have it fairly smooth, consistent line, so I'm going to set it up here somewhere around 8. All right, I can tap that same tool again and things close for us. I am going to zoom in. So to zoom in, I'm going to pinch zoom and bring this a little bit closer to me. All right, I'm checking to make sure I'm up here on this front layer, and I am. And now I'm going to take the finger or the stylus, whatever you might have, and I'm going very slowly around the object. Slow is important. And also touching the little square anchor point that you stopped on to keep drawing is very important. I'm going to tap right back up on that little square and keep going. I stop often to make sure that I'm still making contact. And then it also allows me to pinch and move along as I'm going. But if your hand goes too fast, you will have curvy, bulgy lines all over the place where you may not want them. Now this curvy line that I keep drawing here is making all kinds of little anchors along the way. Some might be fine, some might need to be gotten rid of a little bit later. I'm going to go off kilter here in a little bit just so we can come back and do maybe some little corrections that I can show you. So now we're entering, it looks like the shoes, the feet, the legs of Mando. I'm going to go really quick here for a second just to give us some correction things later. Oop, I got a gap, right? So we'll fix the gap a little bit later here because that happens sometimes. So I'll show you how to fix when the lines don't connect. All right. We're heading around. Doo-doo-doo. Okay, we're going to start to connect together this whole long stretch along the bottom all the way over to here. And we're going to do that with a different kind of tool. We're going to use the pen tool. And the pen tool is this third one down right there. I'm going to tap on this blue anchor point down here. Come on, buddy. There we go, turning blue. And now I'm going to come down here. And now I'm going to come all the way over here. And what this does is this makes straight lines. Isn't that awesome? Look, now my whole little guy is one long continuous line. And look, we can take this whole fill tool and I can go and fill things in. Now, this tells me that somewhere along the line, something did not get connected. And remember, we left this open area over here so I could show you how to fix things. Well, that is keeping us from being able, to color in. See, there's a break in my line. So we need to fix that little break. I'm going to go back to my little direct selection tool and I'm going to, let's click on that anchor point and I'm going to stretch him down so he touches and kind of overlaps the other one. Now, they're not connected because see how this line is highlighted in red, but this one is not at the same time? So I'm going to highlight around where those two anchor points kind of meet up, right? And I'm going to come over here and tell this to join its path. So they have been basically sewn together. So those two guys are sewn together. It's awesome. Okay, so now we're going to try and fill in again. Yay, we fill in. All right, I'll go back to my selection tool. And now we have one whole layer here, look at that we've drawn that is an object silhouette all the way around it, right? I can come over here to my layers panel and I can lock this layer so nothing happens to it, right? Okay, so now I can turn this little eyeball off and now we're going to try and draw the layer behind it. Oh, all right. Now we're drawing everything that's kind of orange, right? So some things we'll have to kind of make up because we don't see the exact end of it, right? So this is where I'll kind of speed things up. We're doing the same thing as we did last time. I'm going to use the pencil tool. I'm going to make sure that the fill is not selected, but the outline is. Let's choose a different kind of color. We'll go red, what the heck. And we'll start to outline the second half. All right, and there we go. We have the second layer, right? So now I'm going to turn the other layer back on. We can lock this one. All right. Now, right now I have the back layers in the front layers in the back. If you hold down your layer, you can stroll it so that it becomes the background or go behind. All right. We can click, unlock that. Click that, raise that up a little bit. There we go. So now that's behind it, okay? So you start to build layers, foreground, right? Foreground to background items. Yes, they can be on different layers. We can fix anything with the direct selection tool over on the left. Again, if I draw a line, oh, here I am drawing and filling again. If I draw a line and then I pick back up and they're not perfectly lined up. Oh, those went pretty good. Let's try that again. All right, see if there's a gap between them of any kind. You can move that gap closer by selecting the anchor point, bring it closer, draw a little window around them both, and tell them to join, okay? We can tap on these little guys. Doop. We can move handles around, make things curvier. We can make things cornered. All right, so we can have all kinds of directional lines based on handles. You can have curves or no curves. You can move entire anchors around. You can shrink lines, make them longer. So we have the capacity to be able to change and adapt any of the lines that we drew. The pen tool, like I said, is very good for making straight lines, all right? And those can start at the end of any anchor that you so choose. You go back to the selection tool for the entire object to be highlighted so you can delete it. So we're going to build our project like this.